Hey guys, got a pretty good one for you today. I've been waiting to get this knife for a very long time, and I finally got it, so I'm happy to finally be able to do my review on it. And let's get started. So as you can see here, this is a Spyderco knife, but it is also a Kershaw knife. This is the Spyderco and Kershaw SpyKer, model number C96GP. This was a collaboration piece done by both companies in 2005. These were made at the Golden, Colorado, USA Earth facility. But yeah, these were made at Spyderco's facility. So these are USA made. And the SpyKer name comes from the beginning of Spyderco and the beginning of Kershaw, so that's how you get SpyKer. Only 3,000 of these were made, so they were limited edition. This was designed by Onion and Sal Glesser, and it's got those curves of a Kershaw, but it's got the ergonomics of a Spyderco with the forward finger choil and the spider hole that Spydercos are commonly known for. I do have to point out one thing on this knife is it's a factory second. As you can see on the R, it wasn't engraved all the way. And on Spyderco's factory seconds, if you can see here that little divot, they mark them with that when they're factory seconds. I've been trying to find this knife for so long that I settled on a factory second because they're just very hard to find, and if you even do manage to find one, they're very expensive. So yeah, this is one that I settled on, and I'm not even mad about it, even though it's, for my discontinued Kershaw collection. I don't mind it. I mean, that's the only problem with it, is just that half of the R was not able to engrave properly. But other than that, it's fully functional. There's nothing wrong with the knife. Everything is perfectly mechanically okay. But I did want to point that out just in case you guys see that and you're like, why the heck is that missing, or why does that look weird? But that's the answer for you. But I'll do some quick comparisons real quick, just so you can get a hint of this size of this knife. It is quite large, actually. But here it is against the Kershaw bump, which is actually very reminiscent of each other. Just how you can see how that blade profile is somewhat similar, despite the SpyKer being a lot more curvy and just kind of more out there with its design. Here it is against the Benchmade Griptilian Tonto. So you can see that the SpyKer is quite a large knife, and here it is against the CRKT Pilar, or the P large. And lastly, here it is against the Kershaw Leak. So yeah, you can pretty much get the idea that the SpyKer is a pretty large knife, but it's still very light, which is a good thing. I mean, it only comes in at 3.9 ounces, so for it being this large and that light, that's very nice, since it is not gonna be a pant dragger, and you can carry it easily, and it's just gonna be a lot more nicer to carry. But the specs on this, the overall knife is 8.438 inches long. The blade length is 3.563 inches long, so some Weird measurements here, but that's alright. The handle is 4.875 inches, and like I said, the weight is 3.9 ounces. The blade's thickness is 0.156 inches, which is 4 millimeters. So some pretty thick stock, but it does have a hollow grind, so that helps. This comes in at a Rockwell of between 59 to 61, so pretty good. And this is CPM S30V steel. I don't know if you can see that. My camera's not the best, but S30V, so good steel. And the handle material is G10. It's got a nice silver twill carbon fiber inlay, so very nice on both sides. A really cool design. And the blade itself is a modified recurve drop point, so very interesting profile, just very unique. Like I said, reminds me of the bump. It's just a little bit more curvy, but you can attribute that to Ken Onion. And the knife is a manual knife, runs on phosphor bronze washers, and it's unfortunately a tip down right hand carry only. I would have liked to have seen some options, but it is what it is. It's all G10, which makes it very light, but it does have some really thin, small stainless steel subliners that are embedded into the G10. So it's got a sub liner lock or nested liner, and right now mine is perfectly centered, so right in the middle, which is nice. And the lockup is about 40%, I would say. There's no blade play at all, no up or down, lock rock or anything. It's very solid lockup. So yeah, just really nice. Everything's good and smooth. Flicks well. It's got a little bit of a shake, drop shut. So very smooth. It's got that tri-way open engagement with the thumb flick, or well, the Spidey flick. Sorry about that. And you could do the thumb flick, or if you just wanna, do it the slow, easy way, just open it up with the thumb hole. And it's got a lanyard hole, or like a lanyard tube, which a lot of Spyderco knives have. It's got some unique step-like jimping, or what I call it, like a step-like jimping. So pretty unique. Haven't seen that before. And it's got this very aggressive jimping on the liner, so you can close the knife. Makes it easier to kind of locate it by touch only. Although I think it's a little too rough. I do like the open construction. It's very nice. Got the kind of these standoff pin spacers, I would call them. Not barrel spacers or back spacers, but it's still got these spacers with the open construction, which takes a lot of the weight out and makes it very easy to clean. It's got the forward finger choil here, where you can choke up for better handling, just depending on the cutting test that you have. So some of the positives I have with this knife, it's just got a very smooth action that works well with the tri-way engagement. When you open the knife, the Spidey hole, being a positive on its own, just allows you to flick the knife open with the thumb or the middle finger. So that's very nice, very easy. I do like how Ken Onion kind of played on the Spidey hole, and he put these other holes in the knife, which some of his designs have, like the Kershaw Whirlwind, which comes up to mind. And I believe the Scallion also has it, and a couple other knives. And the unique blade shape kind of lends itself to multiple ways of cutting, to the point that you can just about do any job that you need with this incredibly unique blade profile. The recurve can be good for chopping or cutting rope cord, while also providing more cutting edge in a small area. The belly of the knife is great for pull cuts and slashing, which also goes well with the recurve chopping ability. So it's just got that really nice profile. I mean, I know some people will be deterred from it, but I like it. And these front 2 inches right here of the knife got that straight edge. When you're angling the blade, you can use that straight edge for slicing, and it works very well with the belly. So when you're doing draw cuts, you can really get in there and just get a good cut. But yeah, the entire blade profile just works very well in perfect cohesion for maximum cutting efforts. And another pro for this knife is how light it is for such a large piece. Like I said, the open construction and old G10 scales takes a lot of that weight out, so it just makes it very easy to carry despite its size. Another pro that I had for this knife is the silver twill carbon fiber. It's just really nice, very nice aesthetic. Just a nice touch to the knife. Kind of gives it that extra pop. The forward finger choil is a wonderful addition to this knife as well, but it almost seems to get overlooked by the overall construction and design of this knife. The handle already provides a full grip with its own finger groove here, and the rest of your digits just sit nicely under this contoured handle. But for those extra precise cuts, you can use that forward finger choil here to choke up and get an even finer grip for all your cutting needs. So that's nice. Really feels comfortable, feels good. Some of the neutral points that I had with this knife are, of course, this. It's a bit much of billboarding from the manufacturing location to the steel type to the name, SpyKer with the spider cone Kershaw. It tends to be a little bit too much text, but I do get the reason behind it. It's a collaboration piece. They're happy to show it off. They want everybody to see, hey, we made this, Spyderco and Kershaw, we made this knife together. It's the SpyKer. But yeah, I get it, so I'm not mad at it. But that was just one of my neutral points. Some cons or negatives I have. Even though it's not a con to me, I know that this blade shape can be a con to a lot of people. Or just even the whole knife in general just might not be appealing to a lot of people. The blade is usually that make or break when it comes to a knife that'll just deter people from buying it or not. So even though this is a really unique, interesting piece between Kershaw and Spyderco, that blade just may not attract a certain buyer. And also that one position pocket clip carry for right side tip down only was another con for me. Some options would have been nice. And another big con when it comes to the knife is also part of the pocket clip. This big triangle here. I don't know why they put that there, but it's just an eyesore. It's chunky and unappealing, and I don't really like it. Another con that I had with this knife is the lack of a sharpening choil. And even though I praise the blade shape a lot, this blade shape is going to make it a pain in the ass to sharpen. So I'm just glad it's a S30V and is not going to need to be sharpened as often. Plus, I'm not going to be using this knife like heavily where I'll need to sharpen it often. It's more of a, collector's piece. So it's going to be something that I'll just carry on me just kind of every once in a while for the look, for the appeal. But some final words. At the end of the day, it's just nice to see two companies come together and make a unique knife. I mean, you don't really see this often from two competing companies to come together and, make a collaboration piece for the knife community, for the collectors. But I think it's cool. Even if it's a factory second, I'm happy with it. I'm just glad to have this knife. Like I said, being as rare as it is, it was very hard to come by, so it doesn't matter to me that little piece of the R didn't get fully engraved on there. It's still legible, and it's all perfectly brand new. It works fine, so I'm happy with it. But yeah, that's all I had to say. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please like and subscribe. But thank you, and have a good one.